girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their
Hello guys, hello everybody, hello all 53 of you. The reason I've started the stream early is, well, I've been having issues with the Asian server. So I've started the stream early. If there are any issues, that means I can close the stream, because don't forget there's a 5-minute delay. Put a VPN on and then get the stream running again before any of the action is missed. Therein, that's the issue guys, that's why I've had to change the, start the stream early. As you can see at the moment, it's going okay. We're watching a replay of someone in the Action X. The stream's working fine, the ping is fine, everything seems to be going honky-dory. However, I had this the last time, and then it suddenly went completely, nah, we ain't playing. So, that's why the stream has been started early. After this, you'll see me drop into a training room very quickly, not to do anything other than check the ping, because it worries me. That was XS in the Action X Resolute. A great little tank. Probably see some of those today. Getting a fantastic mastery. Let's not kid ourselves. Look at that. 5,514 damage, 2 kills. So, I'm just going to quickly drop in a training room, make sure my ping is fine. I have to do this because, as I said, don't want things to go completely pear-shaped just before the tournament. And as you can see, my ping is okay at the moment, 118. We should be fine. I just hope the Asian server holds up. So you can see my ping is fluctuating, but it's manageable. It's better than the 7,000 ping I was getting the other day. So, oof. Right then, let's get into the main stuff. This is a reward stream. However, if you're watching it on YouTube, without logging into the game, you're not going to see the rewards. You see there, Yoda Jedi Master, one of the mods, is already put on the link. Click on that link, it goes to the portal. You can then log into the game. Once you've logged into the game, keep the portal open for the duration of the stream. You can watch the stream on YouTube, you don't need to watch it via the portal. Just keep the stream open, just keep the portal open, and at the end of the stream, about 10 minutes after the stream is finished completely, those of you who have watched it from the start will get the in-game rewards. Alternatively, although I've been told this doesn't work, but I have to show you anyway, when you're in your garage, go down to the cup, which is tournaments, click on that, click onto current, click onto summer, click onto streams. It's got final day, final stages, day 2, that's today. Click on that, and you'll get a message saying you will be navigated to the external source. Click on that, log in. You'll also get your rewards that way. Now, what have we got in store for us today? Well, we've got loads of notifications. These are all from the other day, look. So, that's not today. It's going to be complex. So what have we got today? Well, I'll show you. This is final stage. We've got semi-finals lower bracket. Oh, no, that's not right, is it? Isn't that right? Yes, we have. So, first off, we should have the semi-final. If it clicks in, yes. So, we've got Feast against Griet Vet. That is the first game. That is the semi-finals of the lower bracket. The winner of that will then go on to play Team ID here in the upper bracket grand final. So those are the games we've got today, basically. So we are first off with the semi-finals lower bracket. These are wrong. This is from yesterday. So we have the semi-finals of the lower bracket, which will be Feast against Griet Vet GV. Whoever wins that clash will then go on to play Team ID, I believe. That's what we're looking at. So we're not due to kick off for another 10 minutes. I've got time for another replay to make sure that the ping is still good and everything's still nice. Hopefully the game sound is good. You can hear me. So everything should be up and running, honky-dory and brilliant for the moment. Now, if it stays like that, it's anybody's guess. But don't worry, we're not going to miss the action. I've got the VPN on standby, just in case. Oof. So, we'll get there. We'll get there, just in case. Thank you, Dwarf. It is a nice thing to do, funnily enough. Sorry about that, I went a bit quiet. I was basically getting my coffee and everything, getting ready for the stream. Because we've got some exciting stuff for you today, guys. Seriously. I mean, you're going to see some really, really funky action in Tier 8. Now, I know a lot of people are not liking Tier 8 tools, but we'll get to that in a moment. Enjoy the T92 being, wow, as OP as a T92 can be. Also, don't forget, if you've got any decent replays, wing them across to me either to fujitsblitz@gmail.com, or, alternatively, which is easier for me and you, oddly enough, wing them across to my Discord server. There is a dedicated channel for replays. Send me a replay, and in between the matches, I can play your replay. How good is that? I think it's fantastic, personally. Ah, the Moose. My favourite tank in Blitz, I must admit. I do love the Moose. However, when you get a T92 stuck behind you like that, it is a bit of a problem, let's be honest. Wow, 5,022 damage. Oh, TD4 coming in, getting a bit of action as well. That is a great game. However, it is also a T92, let's be fair. Fantastic stuff there, though, by Every Good Reroll is TT, a member of the Every Clan. Oh, Every Good Aim is taken. What are you doing to this game? Taking it over, man. So, just want to check again. Going back into a training room. I have to keep checking this because I get absolutely worried after what happened the other day. I mean, we tried the tournament at the group stage, and the ping just went woof. So I'm a bit worried. Ping's fine. I'm not overly concerned now. Yeah, ping's fine. I haven't got a problem. That's why I keep checking that, because it just worries me. So I'd rather get it over and done with, if you know what I mean. So we'll be going. I need to put this on. You need to see my ugly mug now. Hello. So we'll be dropping into a room shortly. We haven't got long to go. Hasn't come up yet. Those are the old matches. So we'll get the invite in about a minute or so. It's going to be interesting stuff. I make sure I'm in a tier 8. Yes, I'm in a tier 8. That's good. There goes the tournament room. It's now available. I'm not going to go into it just yet. Reason being is because whilst there's a 5-minute delay, I sometimes, you just don't trust it. So I normally wait about a minute and then we drop into the room. That way there's no chance of anybody doing any sort of stream sniping whatsoever. Drinking a bit of coffee, excuse me. So about another 30 seconds or so and we'll drop into the room. Look at them, see what maps they've got, and there we go. So now we can accept it. So here we go first. Feast against GV, Great Viet. Starting off on New Bay, it is a best of 7, so it's the first to 4 wins. As you can see, I'm not the only streamer. Every good name is taken, is there somewhere. And we've also got Eternal Sinzan and Jaikun streaming as well. New Bay is going to be an interesting map, to be honest with you. Tournament-wise, it's a tricky map at the best of times. Looking at the teams, we got Maddox in a WZ112-2. We got Boone in a Carnarvon, Bifrost in a T32, Tempted in a 301, Yojin in a T32, Lakar in a T52, and CX in a T32. Looking at Great Vet, Dubstep is at the moment offline. I hope that's not going to be an issue. Oslo in a 252, Wang Kim in a 252, I Am So in a 252, Doha in a Defender Mark 1, Noob are in Jesus in a 252, Dubstep is online now, and the Huskar in a 252, and Dubstep has jumped into a Mark 1. We've got about 3 minutes to go. New Bay is a tricky map, let's be honest. Now, when it comes to tournaments, you're either going to send your teams towards the B and the C cap, or you're going to try and get Overwatch on that A cap to push round. It's going to be an interesting strategy to see what the teams employ on this map. As I said, it's not the easiest of maps. I'd love to show you the map. Unfortunately, StratSketch isn't working for me at this moment in time, which is, well, it's a pain. It's manageable, it's just a pain. But that's what I'm expecting. I mean, looking at their lineups, expecting action around the park area between the B and the C caps. To be honest with you, that's a lot of Object 252Us out there. Not on the Feast side, but on the GV side. I mean, we've got 5 252s for Great Vet. Feast have only got 1, which is interesting. With the Object 252s, I'm expecting GV to head for that park area. It'll be interesting to see how that works. With regard to Feast, well, they've got a lot of hull down tanks there. They've got a lot of gun depression with the T32s and the Carnarvon. Again, it's difficult to call these strats at this time. XS, I've already played your replay. Yay! So it's difficult to call what strats they're going to do. I'm anticipating a brawl in the park, but you just never know. Don't forget, I mean, these guys work on their strats for a long time, and they refine them and they change. Oh, Yogin has changed into a Chimera. It's an interesting call. Good tank, the Chimera. So we're now getting really ready. We're 50 seconds away. So the countdown is starting. The teams are probably going through their last checks. It's interesting if you actually play these high-level tournaments to listen to how the teams talk to each other in this. I mean, they're still, up until the very, literally, they're talking constantly throughout the battle. And they'll be talking constantly now on who to focus, where to focus, what to do, where to go, etc., etc. They'll have some nerves. Everybody has nerves. They will have some nerves. They will be looking. I mean, obviously, it's a big game for both of them. They'll be looking to an early lead, and they'll be looking to get into that final later on today. Talking about the Tier 8 tournaments, a lot of people have been disappointed with the fact that it has been effectively a pay-to-win tournament. But we saw on the EU streams last night that that's not always the case. I mean, some of the tanks took out Tech Tree tanks, and it was fine. They had good fun. So, here we go. Tournament time. Difficult to call this one. GV have been playing really well. Feast are a great clan. Really good guys, good players. It's going to be interesting. I mean, GV have been playing very good stuff in this tour. So have Feast. So let's see what goes on. This is the lower bracket semi-final. And we're going to get up high into the back of the map straight away. As you can see, already Feast are not going to the park area. Tempted Fate Mate, but the rest of them are heading to the Overwatches. We've got GV also not heading to the park area en masse. They've got some guys going to the ramps, which I expected. And they have got some guys also going into the park area. You've got the defenders there of Doha, and you've got the object of the Huskar going into the map. Wang Kim and Nub RNGesus are going down here. That's to make sure that they can tackle things along the ridges when they come up and get cross shots. Bifrost is aware of that, which is why he is there. The rest of Feast, as you can see, up here on the bridge, on the ramps, good positioning. Trades going in. Dubstep has really been hurt in the Mark 1. I mean, look at that. He's lost almost all his hit points automatically. So it's a big push from Feast. Let's get down there a little bit, see what's going down. So it's a big push from Feast over the ridges. They're really pushing hard on GV here. I am Sokano is about to go down, I think. He's not long for the game. There he goes. That is a big push. Oh, but there goes Lescario. He's gone. Dubstep coming in with the quick kill there. Now we've got GV rotating back. They're trying to get onto Bifrost. And Bifrost here is in trouble. Bifrost is surrounded. Bifrost is down. Gets back up there because it's a bit of a brawl on the bridges. Dubstep is lasted as long. Oslo is down. 2 tanks apiece are down here. Wang Kim is tussling with CXCX. But you can see this. Look, there's cross shots coming across from Boontrap in Maddox. In comes Lescario to try and help him out. He's not being able to at the moment. Oh, Boontrap is taken out, and Nub RNGesus, has he? Or is it Boontrap who's gone down? Boontrap has gone down. We missed that. Nub RNGesus. But then there goes. Oh, it's going all over the place. Huskar is gone. Wang Kim is trying to hold out. It's 2 against 4. It's all happening on the bridges. You've got to favour Feast here. Although GV have taken a base, Wang Kim is the one that is just hiding on there. Noob RNGesus is very low. And he's so low he's now gone. We're leaving it all to Wang Kim. He's full of health, but he's got it all to play for. Lescario's coming in. Maddox is coming in. CX is coming in. Round the back, Tempted Fate. It's all over for GV. Great stuff by Feast. Big push over the ramps there. Very coordinated. Focus fire was very good. They knew exactly what they were doing and what they wanted to do. And first blood goes to Feast. So when we look at the damage output there, Feast knocking out 12,614. Really good push, really good focus fire. And compared to GV's 9,900. It's not to say GV made a mistake there. They didn't. They just were overwhelmed and outplayed by Feast. And you saw the experience of Feast coming in there. So we're now going to switch the spawn points. This time Feast is on the south spawn, GV on the north spawn. GV have already readied up. There is no change to their lineup apart from Doha is jumping into a Mark 1. Looking at Feast, there's no change to their lineup either apart from Boone is coming in a WZ-120. So Feast have got the early scores on the doors. They were just showing their experience there. I mean, GV are a great clan, very up and coming. probably lacking in a little bit of Clan Wars experience compared to Feast, and Feast was just showing that experience a little bit more in that game. Their focus fire was a little bit more cynical. Their push was a much better coordinated. They were able to isolate tanks on that upper ridge and on those ramps and effectively pick them off. Dubstep really did get hurt in the early part of the game, and that did not help them. Let's be honest. Aside from that, Feast is using all the experience that they know in this to bring it around, and it worked for them. Really good stuff. Great game to start off with. So, battle number 2, New Bay. So a lot of 252s out there. It's basically 5 still on the other side, and only 1. And that's Lucario on Feast. Maddox still in his WZ-112. He likes that tank, I must admit. Anyway, let's get up and to the back. See where they're going this time. As you can see, Feast are basically heading for those ramps again. Let's get over and see what GV are doing. Are they going to do a similar strat, or are they this time going to go for the bases? At the moment, it looks like they're heading bases. They've all dropped their boosters to drop it. Yep, they're all doing en masse into the bases. You can see there that Tempted Fate in the 301 is dropped into that A cap. So at the moment, the teams are on opposite side of the maps. Can Feast, however, get any shots down? Because they've got that area there, and they will be able to get shots down this line if any tanks are spotted. You can see Oslo there taking up a good position already. Feast are now sort of making their way tentatively into the city. The rest of GV are heading straight for the C cap. They're going for the caps this time. If we rotate over here, Bifrost in Maddox is spotted up, and they've not spotted anything on the enemy team as of yet. And we can just see here what they're looking at. I mean, they know that they're in that park area. All GV need to do now is defend. We've got Wang Kim very aggressively coming forward, maybe to stop any push down that line. He's now been spotted. He has got a Hayam Sakano behind him. The rest of GV have taken defensive positions, making sure that they reset the cap and defending heavily that B cap. They have got the cap advantage at the moment. It's therefore up to Feast to make the move. You can see that they're stacking up down this lane, but they may not push down that lane because it is a very difficult push straight down that middle lane. Looking over here, Tempted Fate is trying to get the spots, but there's a lot of stuff in between him and them. The rest of Feast are just holding back at the moment. Maddox is trying to have a little bit of a rotation round. He's trying to get the spots. He knows that they're there somewhere. Maddox has been spotted. He's spotted Wang Kim. At the moment, so we've got about a 2-tank advantage to GV on the points. The rest of Feast are now coming down to join Maddox. Wang King is spotted in that 252. The rest of Feast are en route down here to sort of help Maddox, apart from Lucario over there who's going towards the B cap. Oh, here comes the tussling. Maddox is getting smacked around a bit here. Lucario is going into the B cap. That's a great move by him. He's not been spotted. Well, he has been spotted, but he's not being taken out yet. They're trying to reset the cap, but it's very difficult. He's behind the building. He's going to be able to cap that with ease. Back down to this area, we've now got GV making a push onto CXX and to Maddox. So we can see Maddox has put himself in the corner. Is he going to go down here? Looks like he might do. They need to get a good shot into Maddox. Oh, Maddox gets a good shot in. Bifrost is also looking very, very tentatively low in the T-32. Maddox goes down. Bifrost goes down. Oh, Feast could be in trouble here. Doar is down in the Mark 1 though. Now we're looking at Boontrap. They're pushing around. Hit point wise, Feast are just, well, they did have the advantage. They've lost it again. Now we've got Tempted Fate coming around. They're really trying to push round here. It's a bit of a brawl. Yogai Govinda comes in the Chimera. Can he get something into Oslo? No, but he gets something into Dubstep. Dubstep goes down. Lucario's coming down. Oh, that's a good kill on the Chimera. But there goes the Huskar. He's down as well. They need Nubar and Jesus and I Am Soka to come in. They're trying to take out Boontrap. You can see here it's a bit of a brawl. 2 against 3. Hit points are favouring slightly GV here. There's a lot of one-shots out there. They need to get rid of Lucario if they can. I am Sokano is trying to do that. Yes, they do, but the rest of Feast have run away. Quite rightly, Tempted Fate is trying to cap on the B cap. They are up on points because they've got more caps. They've got to start getting tanks, GV. They're trying to chase down on CXX. All the cap points are now with... Oh, that's a great and important track shot. RNGesus is trying to get around there. Is he going to be able to get out CXX? Yes, he does. That is a great kill. Really needed it. Now they need to get rid of Tempted Fate. This is really going down to the wire. Boontrap is only on, like, next to no hit points. He's on 8 hit points. Tempted Fate is a one-shot. Nubar and Jesus caps out. You can see that I Am Sokano is down there still. I don't know if he's just waiting to see if they rotate round. Nubar and Jesus, can he cap it out? I mean, Feast are tentatively very, very close to winning this on points. They have got to get rid of one of the tanks. House Feast are going to snip it in the bud on the point, and they do. What a close game. What a really close game. Oof. I mean, in fairness, that was GV's game. Feast holding on. Boontrap and Tempted Fate. Tempted Fate running around like a crazy person, capping everything else. Boontrap and Tempted Fate getting out of harm's way with their very low hit points, managing to steal that victory from GV. You can see there, GV knocking out a lot more damage than Feast. So Feast go 2-0 up, winning that one on the skin of their teeth. That was a very exciting game. Oof, must admit. Now we're going to switch to Oasis Palms. Feast are on the north spawn. GV on the south spawn. Looking at GV, there is no change to their lineup at all. 2 Defender Mark 1s, everything else Object 252s. Looking at Feast, Maddox is still in his 112. Boontrap is changing potentially to a Carnarvon. Bifrost still in his T32. Lucario in his 252. CX in his T32. Yojine maybe still going out in the Chimera. Tempted Fate is always going to go in the 301. He loves that tank. Just waiting for Boontrap and Yogai and Govinda to ready up. We've still got 30 odd seconds to go, so there's no rush. So Feast at the moment. Oh, Yogai and Govinda has dropped into a Progetto 46. Coming out of the Chimera. Boontrap maybe dropping into a Carnarvon. That'd be an interesting one. No, he's gone T32. So, T32 has made an interesting showing in this tour. It's been fantastic to watch this tank. A lot of people don't like it. Oh, Boontrap. Yeah, there we go. So, Feast 2-0 up. Don't forget, it's the first to 4 in a best of 7. So it'll be interesting to see what the strats are here. Are they going to be town or are they going to be desert? Always a tricky one. Are they going to go A, B, or are they going to go C? Wow, I'm looking forward to find out. Can't really see the Object 252s doing much in the desert. I mean, let's be fair, their gun depression isn't that great. Haul down, they're fantastic. Gun depression, not so great, let's be honest. Anyway, let's get up high into the back of the map straight away and see what the scores are. So as you can see, Maddox heading towards the city to look over the B cap. The rest of the team, apart from Yogai and Govinda, are making their way over to the desert area. Going now to have a look at GV and see what they're doing. I mean, Tempted Fate is basically legging it down to that cap. He's been spotted, but he's also spotted Dubstep. We've got virtually the entire team apart from I Am Sokano in the Object 252 over here in the desert. It's an interesting one. Like I said, it's difficult for the Object 252s because of their lack of gun depression, but they just about have enough. So Tempted Fate has got out of there. He's not bothered. He's done his job of spotting. He's seen where basically they all are, and you can see that Tempted Fate is rotated all the way back to the back. Feast are basically coming, apart from Maddox and Yavinda, en masse into the desert. At the moment, Dubstep again is being smacked around a bit. CXX there getting a big roll into him. Wang Kim has also been smacked. At the moment, you must see a Feast have got the advantage on the hit points. Nobody's been able to cap anything. Doha in the Mark 1 is now making his way towards the A cap. It looks like they're going to cap out on A and try and steal that from under the noses. Nobody's going to make a move on to B at the moment. It's going to be an interesting one. I mean, I'm wondering if Oslo and Nubar and Jesus are going to make a push. I mean, they're both here together, or they're just there tentatively waiting for Feast. The thing with GV, they seem to be quite an aggressive clan, and they do like their pushes. So they've capped A, which was expected, knowing that majority of Feast are here. 301 of Tempted Fate, however, is able to go around and re-steal that base, which he may well do. Let's have a look, because there is a bit of a move from Maddox. We'll come back. We'll keep an eye on that side of the map for the moment. But we've got here Maddox, Tempted Fate, and Yogai and Govinda. They are moving over to the A cap. That's going to leave tanks short in the middle area. At the moment, it's basically 3 against 4 because Bifrost is dropped right to the back, but it's still 4 against 4 realistically. Bifrost is, if he gets spots, he is able. Oh, there's a bit of rotation here. Dubstep, Wang Kim coming back round, trying to reset the cap. They get a good shot into Tempted Fate. Now there's a rotation for the whole of the GV team. They're giving up the C cap as a bad idea. They are looking now to push onto the A cap. You can see that they're rotating all the way around. Feast have now dropped into the C cap. The Huskar gets one from CXX. The rest of GV are pushing heavily and en masse to the A cap area. You can see that there's only Maddox realistically over here on behalf of Feast. He's trying to run away. They recap A. They're just going to drop in there. That means that there's not much going on in the center. Boontrap and CXX have cap C. Uskar is dropped down. Nubar and Jesus is overlooking the B cap along with Oslo, and he's also overlooking to see if any pushes come down this lane. Points are now almost all square, with GV just accumulating them a bit quicker. Boontrap throws in a blind shot, thinking that there's something there. I don't think anybody's going to go for the B cap just yet. One of them needs to push at some stage. Maddox is running down the middle here, trying to get spots up because nobody is spotted on behalf yet. Maddox is going to stick his nose up. Let's have a look. Maddox is now spotted. He hasn't spotted anybody though, but he himself has been spotted, so he knows that there's something there. Big shot in from the Huskar. That is why the Huskar is there, by the way. To make sure that if anything comes up this middle, he can get shots onto them. Wang Kim is just defending there as well, just holding back. And you can see that Feast. Tempted Fate is running around trying to get those spots. He's going to go down that line there to try and get some spots in. GV have spread themselves out nicely here. They've got a lot of corners covered. You can see. So we've got the Huskar who's covering down that middle area and this flank. We've got Nubjar and Jesus covering down that area and straight down the B cap. Oslo and Wang Kim either side of the B cap with the rest of the team in support. Feast are looking for where they can penetrate. They are considering where is it best for them to penetrate. Maddox is had to come back a bit because the Huskar was giving him a hard time. They are asking for attention to be given to Section 4, which is the cap area, by the way, the B cap area. It's a tentative game here. The GV are just getting the points slightly quicker, but it is even Stevens, to be honest with you. Dubstep has lost the most hit points. He's only got 688 left, so he's a 2-shot. So he's got to be very careful. Nubar and Jesus has now been spotted along with Hoslow. Bifrost is coming down to help out with Maddox because they may push down the middle area into B. It is going to be slightly dangerous for them, but they are getting ready. Oh no, they're going for the Huskar in Nubar and Jesus. It's the Huskar who is the focus of attention. He is isolated, to be fair. Blue team, that is GV, are dropping into B. Huskar is the focus of attention of Feast. He is the isolated tank. Very isolated indeed. He's all alone. It's not going to be plain sailing for Huskar. All he can do is get as much hit points out of the Feast team as he possibly can. He's down. Huskar is down, but Maddox is also looking very, very low. There's a lot of focus on Maddox. Maddox goes down. Oslo also goes down. B-Cap is being taken. Tempted Fate is not. Oh, Tempted Fate goes down. So 2 tanks apiece gone down. Scores are even Stevens. Feast are just tentatively getting it quicker. Only just though. But now GV have turned it again. Sakano is being focused here, but the battle is over. And I think GV get that. Yes, they do. They just got it because only by the marginal of timings, they were accumulating cap points quicker, and therefore they get it. You see, damage count, Feast dishing out more damage, but GV stealing the win on the narrowest of margins. Very tight game. So, back to Oasis Palms. Excuse me while I have a coffee. So, this time, swapping spawn points. Feast on the south spawn, GV on the north spawn. GV, both teams played a good game there. It's a very difficult map once you get into those positions. GV really put themselves in some great positions there to counter the push. Looking at Feast, well, no change in their lineup, either in meta or people. Looking at GV, again, no change in their lineup either. So, Feast, you could argue that one. Did Feast have the victory stolen from them, or did GV snatch the victory that they deserved? Wow. It was a close game, and it was very tight. It went down to the wire. It was like teeny tiny microseconds involved. And the only reason GV got it is that they capped B, and therefore they were accumulating those points slightly quicker. That was all it was. Anyway, 2-1. Feast to be disappointed there. I think Feast thought they probably had it, and they lost it on the narrowest of margins. They will be disappointed. They'll be hoping to bounce back. GV, that may give them a bit of a boost of confidence. We never know until the next game. I mean, sometimes when you have this, then the next game is, well, we shouldn't have lost that. It was ours. And clans sometimes become more aggressive, and they try and iron fist or basically bash through. But you never know. Anyway, let's get up and high and to the back of the map and see what's going down this time. This time we've got the FE403 of Tempted Fate and Yogai Govinda and the Progetto making their way over to the C-cap area. In support behind them, you can see the rest of Feast are coming up. Looking over at GV, GV have got a similar type of strat. They are moving en masse towards the C area. Therefore, Maddox is the only one who stayed back, by the way. But then again, Doha and the Mark 1 has stayed back. Wang Kim has dropped down into the gully area. Feast are now lining up in the desert. Tempted Fate is moving around into support of Maddox. The rest of GV, however, are all lined up towards the desert, apart from Wang King and Doha. Maddox are getting a few smacks about the nose there. Nothing to write home about. Tempted Fate is making his way to the A cap. He's going to try and cap that out while attentions are diverted. Bifrost is saying that he's going to move around to the B base. Yogan Govinda's there. Bifrost is not. He's just overlooking the B base. Boontrap in support with him. CXX and Lucario are up forward. Maddox is just on the line here. There we go. Feast have stolen the A cap. Taking advantage on the understanding that the majority of GV, and there we go, Doha has been smacked around quite a lot, that the majority of GV are in the desert. Lucario is moving up as close as he can to the C cap without capping it and without breaking too much cover from his hold down position. You can see here that there's a rotation by GV. They're not going to push the C cap. They are rotating back. Wang Kim is going to stay where he is. Oslo is probably going to stay where he is and make his way slowly back to their spawn. We've got the two defenders here on Overlook, waiting for the heavies to join. Wang Kim is making his way back towards the heavies. Oslo has been spotted. That may give Feast the idea that A, there's a rotation, or B, that they're getting ready to push. They would have seen Oslo rotating, which is, if you see where Feast are going, they anticipate a rotation. Now the heavies have joined up with the Mark 1s. There is a push towards the A cap. Feast have anticipated this after spotting Oslo. And as you can see, they brought their tanks back round towards the A cap area. The 252s of Nub Jesus and Wang Kim have broken off to look at the B cap. Huskar, I am Sakano, and the two defenders are overlooking the A cap. Oslo are still tailing Charlie. Tempted Fate is making his way out of there, but we've seen a rotation from Boontrap, CXX, and Bifrost. Maddox is still where he is. Dubstep is dropping into the A cap to try and steal that. The rest of Feast over there, you've got Yogai, Govinda, and Lucario. They're going to drop into the C cap. Bifrost is toying with Dubstep. CXX is coming in. This is going to be a bit of a brawl. The object 252s of Wang Kim, Nubar, and Jesus are now coming in to help as well. So the action is down here at the moment. There's a push on CXX and Bifrost. They haven't taken the A cap, so Feast at the moment have got the advantage. Dubstep again is really bleeding heavily. I am Sakana. They're trying to get rid of Bifrost and CXX. There goes Dubstep. Like I said, he was bleeding heavily there. They haven't been able to dispatch either Bifrost or CXX. They've now got rid of Bifrost, but the rest of Feast have now come in. And if we go over here, there goes the other defender, Mark 1. This is not looking good for GV. Let's be honest, look at the points on the board. They couldn't get rid of the two T-32s quickly enough. Boontrap, he goes down. Maddox is being surrounded, but let's face it, Feast have got more tanks, more guns on the battlefield. Maddox is doing really well here, fending off 3. There goes Oslo. Lucario is coming in to help out Maddox. Maddox is now being focused. Lucario takes a shot on I am Sakano. Maddox isn't going to be long for this game, to be honest with you. Really not going to be long. I mean, he's surrounded, let's be honest. He's holding on, though. He's tying up 2 tanks. He is tying up 2 tanks. I am Sakano now goes down, but we're watching this because this is a great brawl. Maddox is doing fantastic stuff here, tying down these 2 tanks, the last 2. And now comes and he's still in there. He's got what? Next to no hit points. He's got 45 hit points. He's held them off for that long. That is where the experience kicks in. That is where GV are failing. It's not their fault. They're just failing on that side. They were unable to dispatch the Feast tanks quickly enough. Not getting rid of Maddox was a game changer there. Wow. That, I mean, you cannot stress the importance of what Maddox just did there. He was holding up 2 of the GB tanks, allowing the rest of Feast to just pick them off. And you can see there with the damage count, 12,600 against 9,500. That's huge, and that's when experience overtakes. And that's when it comes into play. Like I said, you cannot overemphasize the role that Maddox just played in that game. So, 3-1 to Feast. They are on the brink. GV, no change in their lineup, no change in their tanks or players. We are now moving to Alpenstadt. Feast on the north spawn. GV on the south spawn. Maddox still in his 1-1-2. Boontrap in the WZ120. Bifrost in the T32. Tempted still in the 301. CXX still in the T32. Yogai and Govinda still in the 46. And Lucario probably still in the T52. As I said with GV, Dubstep still in the Mark 1, Oslo still in the 252, Wang Kim still in the 252, I Am Sukarno in the 252, Doar in the Mark 1, Nubar and Jesus in the 252, and the Huskar in the 252. Now, this could be either A, the last game, because Feast may win it, or there could be a spoiler alert with GV stopping that party effectively. We will find out in about 10 seconds before kickoff, and I don't think the game will last 7 minutes. It's going to be an interesting one. Alpenstadt, tricky map. Tricky map. It all depends where you go. Do you go to the A cap? Do you go to the C cap? Or do you go to the B cap? Well, with this meta, you just never know. With the Object 252 used and probably looking at a CB strat on the behalf of GV, but like I say, it's very difficult to call what these clans do at this level. So let's get up high into the back of the map straight away, and as we can see, the Progetto and the 301s are making their way towards the A cap. I did expect that, along with the defenders. It's the Object 252s I'm more interested in. They are making their way to the A cap as well. Well, two of them are. One of them is going down the middle. Okay, so we've got Dubstep making his way towards the C cap. Maddox is spotted. Oslo is overlooking B. Wang Kim is being very, very forward there, along with Huskar. We've got the defenders and the 252s over here. They've been spotted. So this is going to allow nobody to cap the A cap as such, but they may be able to get spots in. We will see. They're trying to put shots across into the Huskar. That's not surprising. Dubstep is able to cap C because there is no attention of that side of the map. You can see here Feast are doing an overlook with their haul down tanks, but there's nobody there. The defenders have rotated back. Lucario can't really drop into A without hurting himself. Yogai and Govinda push over the top. That's given Lucario the go-ahead. He's able to drop into A, but there's a bit of a push down. Oh, Yogai and Govinda does get smacked around a bit. Lucario has moved back out again of the A cap. Tempted Fate is there to help him out. However, they are pushing down on Bifrost over this side of the map. They're dropping into the B cap. Bifrost is pretty isolated here. He's got 3 tanks on him. He is pretty isolated, and this is going to hurt him. There's a push over there, so let's have a look at the push over there. He's isolated. He's doomed. Let's get over here because there's a push by Feast over to this side of the map. You can see Tempted Fate, Lucario coming in, Yogai and Govinda coming in. They're trying to get Dohai. He's the focus because he's the Mark 1. He's the easiest of the tanks to get rid of. Oh, but Bifrost goes down. So does Tempted Fate. Dohar also goes down, but that's a bad trade. 2 for 1. That is giving the advantage to GV. Now, CXX. Can he hold them off in that T32? It's a great tank. He probably can. He has got Lucario in support, and he also has Yogai and Govinda in support. They get rid of I Am Sukarno. That's a big kill. Over here, Boontrap in the WZ in toying with Dubstep. But the action is now down here. Lucario is trying to get involved, toying with Wang Kim. Oh, they really need to get rid of Lucario if they can. They have got the advantage. Huskar is a one-shot, however. Lucario, Nubar and Jesus needs to load up and try and get something into him before Feast come back, and they do. Huskar is a one-shot. Now Yogai and Govinda and Boontrap and Maddox have all turned the tables onto Dubstep. Dubstep is down. However, GV at the moment do have the points advantage, but they also lead on the hit points, despite the Huskar being a one-shot. Feast dropping into the A cap. That's Maddox. You've got a rotation here from the Progetto of Yogai and Govinda and the T32 is CXX. All that GV need to do is take one tank down. Boontrap is not looking good. Nubar and Jesus is still full of health. Oslo is also very healthy. He's going to try and push into the A cap, possibly push onto Maddox. With Wang Kim coming up in behind, the Huskar is still hanging in there. He's going to take the A cap. And Nubar and Jesus, who's still very healthy, is pushing on Maddox now. Wang coming onto CXX. Maddox is the focus. Good ram, good damage. Oh, Maddox is now looking like he's in trouble here. Nubar and Jesus, there goes the Huskar. He's a one shot anyway. There he goes. Now it's over here. Who's going to win this tussle? Oh, Wang Kim takes out Yogang Govinda, who's very healthy, but Wang Kim is a tricky tank, but he gets taken down by Boontrap. The push now comes onto Boontrap. Boontrap goes down. This is looking great for GV. We need to stay with Yogang Govinda here. He's the last man standing. He's not going to be able to do anything realistically. He's got two very healthy 252s to contend with, and the points are against him. All he can do is try and survive. Oslo and RNGs is desperately trying to find him to take him out. Great shot in there. Oslo's coming up to take him out as well. Yogang Govinda really in trouble here. It's all over anyway. He survives. And it's all over. GV bring one back. Wowzers. That was a great game. That was a great game. That was interesting stuff this time from GV. Really interesting stuff. I think they caught Feast by surprise there. I think that just caught them off guard. So,
so many positive ways, man.
oh, thank you very much, Austin Chung. So, 3-2. GV bring one back. We're now switching the spawn points, still on Alpenstadt. This time Feast are in the south spawn, GV are in the north spawn. No change in the lineup for Feast other than Boone, who is changing from the WZ-120 and the T-32. No change whatsoever in the lineup for GV. GV will feel slightly buoyed by that win. They can level it up here and take it to a decider, or Feast is still on match point. It's going to be interesting. That was a close game. That was really well played by GV. I said it was a close game. It wasn't a close game. I lied. That was really well played by GV. That's one of the best games I've seen them play. And they really, really took Feast by surprise. Knocked them off guard completely. That was fantastic. I mean, in the other games, you could see Feast's domination. We're using all their experience. But in that game, GV edged them, outplayed them, took them by surprise. And that is fantastic to see. Hi, Deathwings. Talked about you a lot last night. So, we're all ready. The other streamers are ready. Is this going to be Feast getting into the final? Or is this going to be GV spoiling that party? Oh. Feast now need to dig deep with all the experience that they've got in Clan Wars to hold off this attack from GV. Stem the flow, so to speak. Anyway, let's get up high into the back of the map. Like I said before, though, sometimes when that happens, clans come out and they tend to be slightly more aggressive. As you can see here, Maddox this time is heading towards the C-cap area, with the rest of the team dropping down around to overlook the A-cap area. Pretty much the same sort of strat that we saw GV play in the last game, whereas GV, oh, Doha gets a big smack as he comes around, whereas GV are playing a similar strat to what we've just seen played by Feast. Although slightly more aggressively. I am Sakano is coming in. He looks like he's going to try and drop straight into the A-cap. Lucario is there, not spotted. He's in the A-cap, but he's not spotted. Now they're spotted, but they got two tanks in. They're not going to be able to reset it, Feast, but they are going to be able to whittle them down. As you can see there, that was an HE roll coming in from Boontrap. So GV again are going to take the early cap lead. Looking at what's going on over the other side, well, we've got Maddox capping out on C. Yogang Govinda and the Progetto and Tempted Fate coming over to support him. Now, We've got some good lineup here. Wang Kim's in a good place. Huskar is in a good position to stop anything coming down those lanes and into B. We've got the 252s of RN Jesus and I Am Sukarno. Not really pulling back all the way, pulling back enough to stop anything going into A. Doha in the Mark 1 and Dubstep in the Mark 1 also overlooking A. So they've got areas covered. They have got the advantage, and at the moment it is a one tank advantage. If you kill a tank, you get 40 points knocked off and 40 points added. So it's a one tank advantage at the moment to GV. You can see Feast are lining up, making sure nothing caps the B cap. And they've got their heavies here, tentatively looking for a push down that side. Maddox is staying over by the C caps. Tempted Fate is just hanging fire. He's got the ability to move onto any part of the map quite quickly. There is a rotation, however, here by GV, rotating back round into their spawn. Now they're pushing. CSX has been spotted, but Wang Kim has also been spotted. Defender of Dubstep was also spotted coming across. He's no longer spotted. Wang Kim is moving in. They are moving down to the C-cap area. This is going to be an interesting one. GV very aggressive into C-cap. 3 tanks there. Maddox is isolated and on his own. 4 against 1 on the C-cap. They're not even bothering with the C-cap. They're going to try and take out Maddox. Maddox is really in a world of pain here. I don't think he's going to master that onslaught. No, he doesn't. CXX is now going around, but it's a bit too late to save Maddox. Same with Bifrost. Oh, that was a big loss. That was a big loss. Now they can cap C. This is good stuff again by GV. CXX is now in the thick of it. He's got to try and get Hall down. It's a good position to go Hall down, but he's got tanks to the left of him and tanks to the right of him. Into the Valley of Death, he is gone. Can they get rid of him? He is in the Valley of Death. It's like the charge of the Light Brigade. It's the charge of the Feast. Oof. There he goes. RN Jesus, though, does get smacked around a bit for that play. But look at the points. Look at the points here. I mean, RN Jesus are playing this fantastically. Can they get rid of Govine Govinda? No, they can't. Doha gets a smack. Tempted Fate is coming around to try and help out. Boon Trap. Sorry. Boon Trap is now the focus of attention. Wang Kim is coming in to try and help out with Boon Trap. Can they get rid of Boon Trap? He's a one. Oh, Boon Trap goes down. This is a big, big turnaround for GV. Dubstep. Oh, they just lose Oslo, but Dubstep here. Is Dubstep able to get rid of Tempted Fate? Dubstep does have the DPM to do it. Tempted Fate is desperately trying to get out of there. Dubstep is chasing him round the map. Oh, Dubstep takes him down. This is brilliant stuff from GV. Get back over here quickly, quickly. Got Govine Govinda and Lucario left, but look. Oh, they managed to take a tank up, but they are against it, and it's all over. Wowzers! GV! GV pull it around, take it to a decider. Completely take Feast off guard again. Maddox completely isolated. Wow! This is unbelievable stuff from GV. Unbelievable. Feast caught off guard again on this map. Oh, thank you, Mr. Rolling Swarm at hashtag remove ATGMs. By the way, Rolling Swarm, the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only. Oof. I mean, wow. We are in a decider. Mayan Ruins. Feast will be kicking themselves here. That's twice they have been caught off guard. Twice on the same map. GV, you can say what you like about the tanks. GV played both those games fantastically. Fantastically. I don't care what you say about the tanks. Oh. I mean, the tanks help, but the skill, unbelievable. Looking at GV, no change to the layer lineup. Same tanks, same meta. Now we're going to switch over to Feast. Maddox is still in the same tank. Boone is moved back into the WZ-120. Other than that, no change. Feast are starting on the south spawn. GV on the north spawn. This is a decider. Both, it's winner take it all. Feast had the advantage. They had it. They were 3-1 up. GV have dug deep. Despite the lack of experience and all the experience on. Feast side, I mean, GV have just played their hearts out in the last two games. I think maybe Feast may have taken their eye off the ball a little bit, and that's come back to punish them. GV, as I said, an aggressive clan. They played those last two games very aggressively, and it really took Feast by surprise. Feast now. Oof. Can they dig deeper? They've got to dig all the way. They've got to rely on everything. They've got to utilize all that Clan Wars experience that they've built up. This is an onslaught by GV. GV will be absolutely buoyed up by those two wins. Those weren't lucky, unlike their first win. So let's get up and to the back of the map. See what we're going to do. So we've already got the Chimera and the 301 of Feast heading towards that C cap. We've got the heavies heading towards the middle area. Looking at the defenders of GV, they're also heading towards the C cap area. You can see there, Doha, Tempted Fate is spotted. Tempted Fate drops into the C cap. Doha is isolated at the moment. Dudstep is coming up. The rest of GV, however, moving up to the middle area, anticipating that's where the heavies of Feast are going to be. Feast's heavies are not all there, though. Some of them are coming round to the C-Cap area. First trades are going in, and first blood is going to GV. GV are, again, like I said, they're an aggressive clan, and they are being aggressive again. This is really catching Feast on the back foot. You can see what you've got here. We've got the two defenders and an object of Wang Kim. But Feast do have the numbers this side, 4 against 3. Look at Nubar and Jesus. That is a ballsy move. But Oslo is coming with him, and so am Sakano. They can smell blood. They really can. They're going for Bifrost. Bifrost is in terrible trouble here. Absolutely terrible trouble. So is Lucario. Oh, Bifrost, he's one shot away from going down. Oslo is loaded up. There goes. Oh, he goes down now. Lucario is in trouble. He's being chased down by Doha in the Mark 1. He is in serious problems here. There, oh, he's down. He's gone. So 2 tanks down already for Feast. It's not going according to plan. They get rid of Oslo, however. Sorry, Wang Kim. He is gone. But you've got to say here, GV are again aggressively outplaying Feast. And I mean aggressively. There is now a brawl over here with Maddox and Jürgen Eigenwinder. Oslo is looking very healthy, taking on Maddox. Tempted Fate is gone down as well. Lucario, we already know he's gone down. Boontrap is looking healthy. Oh, Maddox goes down. GV are going to steal this. Boontrap is being toyed with by the Huskar. He goes down. We've now got Jürgen Govinda and CXX left. They have their backs against the wall. The aggressive move by GV are just really taking their toll on Feast. Nubar and Jesus is going to go down, but it's consolation prize, really. Look at the amount of XPs taken from Jürgen Govinda. The Mark 1 of Doha is coming in to help out. Jürgen Govinda, they need to hit point share. CXX is doing his best to protect Jürgen Govinda. Doha can smell the blood. He takes him out. Oh my gosh! Who would have thought it? Wowzers!
So many positive ways.
That is unbelievable. GV aggression worked for them. Okay, they've got strong tanks because they have. Let's not kid ourselves here. But wow! Unbelievable. They have just outplayed. That aggressive move in the middle there took Feast completely by surprise. And then they were in no position to counter it. Okay, like I said, they've got stronger tanks. I mean, 5 252Us. They are strong. And look at the lineup for Feast. They haven't got the same meta, and I get that. But you cannot take away what GV just did. You really can't. It would have been a lot better if nobody had all 252Us, don't get me wrong. But from a strat point of view, great strats, guys. Oh, dearie me. Again, I mean, what can I say? GV realistically did outplay them in the last 3 games. And, you know, I love Feast. I think they're a great bunch of guys. They've got some beautiful gameplay. But they're a little bit like Arsenal at the moment. Beautiful to watch. Fantastic skills. But they're just not getting it over the line at the moment. Oh. However, taking nothing away from GV, played their hearts out. Played their hearts out. So, GV are moving into that final with ID. Oof, which is a repeat of yesterday. We've got about 20 minutes before that comes on. Team ID against GV. Oh, man. I mean, I am so made up for GV, and at the same time, I am so heartbroken for Feast. Oh, with that, let's play a replay. Well, somebody sent me that, and it's the wrong replay. Let's have a look at Phantom Regulus instead. And I like it. I think we saw this yesterday, did we not? My bad, sorry. You don't need to see my ugly mud for this one. Oof. Oh, I just can't get over that. I mean, wow. Oh, man. I mean, wow. You cannot take anything away from GV there. Not a thing. Unbelievable, really. Unbelievable. Oof. Oh, I'm still getting over that last game. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. It's blown me away. I mean, that was fantastic stuff. Oof. Oof. I'm just chilling out now over this one because wowzers. I'm still coming down. I'm still coming down from that game. And yeah, you know, upon reflection, had they not had so many 252Us, would they have done the same aggressive push? When you've got 5 252Us, you can afford to be aggressive. And you know, you wouldn't it's like having 5 mouses in a tier 10. If you have 5 mouses, you can afford to put all 5 of them together and rush a base, for example. But you know, they at the end of the day, the rush was well executed. Did take Feast by surprise, but you've got to say, would that have happened without 5252Us? Probably not. Therein lies the thing. I mean, the game's on Alpenstat. I don't think it mattered what the tanks were, to be honest with you, because Feast were outplayed. They were outplayed. on Alpenstadt. I mean, in the second game in Alpenstadt, Maddox was isolated. He was alone. At the end of the day, there was a big push, and Maddox couldn't do anything. Whereas you saw on Oasis Palms, Maddox had a similar scenario, but he was able to defend pretty and tie up two tanks and use all his experience in skill to do that. So, wowzers. Absolute wowzers. Oof. Don't forget, there's a 5-minute delay between the two of us, so you know I'm seeing what you're saying in chat now, and yeah, I respond to it. But that's what I said a minute ago. I mean, at the end of the day, but for the fact of having 252Us, would they have used the same aggressive tactics? Chances are, probably not, is the honest answer. You just don't know. I mean, from what I've seen of GV, what I've streamed, they are an aggressive clan. So, but are they aggressive because of the tanks that they're using, or are they just generally aggressive? Well, you've seen there with even the Mark 1s, they're quite an aggressive clan. So, that's a great little mastery there by Phantom Regalus of the clan IX, going out with I'm Leezy from Cats. That's Asian server, so you can't complain. I've just got to make sure that I've got the timings right again, because I always get the timings wrong. Yeah, we've got about, well, just over 15, just under 15 minutes. Time for another replay. I'm trying to find a replay that maybe you haven't seen. Let's have a look at this one. E50M. Oof. I mean, let's look at it from a logical viewpoint. It's not a level playing field, tier 8. And it's not to say that tier 10 is a level playing field either, because you know, you've got players who've got all their cruise skills maxed out and some who haven't. But the tanks themselves, the pool of tanks that you've got to choose from at tier 10 are more level playing field. Okay, you've got the AMX-30B, which you've got there, which is a collector, but you don't see that often in tournaments. You got the Mark 6. Okay, you sometimes see the Chieftain Mark 6 in tournaments, but it is not a colossal behemoth. You've then got the Badger, which you very rarely see as well in tournaments, and then you've got the T95, which you never see in tournaments, and then you've got the elephant in the room, which is the T22, which does show up in tournaments. And now you've got obviously the Carnarvon X, or the Super Conch. Sorry, the Super Conch. Now, I mean, the Super Conch isn't a fantastic tank. It's a nice tank. It's a beautiful tank, but it's not OP broken. The T22, on the other hand, is a very tricky tank to counter, because it's a good tank. And the fact of the matter is that not everybody has a T22. So when it comes to tier 10 tours, whilst the meta is not perfect, it is more balanced for a level playing field. When it comes to tier 8, not so balanced, because there's a lot of premiums out there. Now, if you've been in the game a long time, or you are able to afford it, chances are you can get all the premium tanks available at tier 8. Now, there are some notable tanks in Tier 8 that are premium, which are by far way superior than tanks in the tech tree. Object 252U is one of them. Chimera is another one. And the Action X is another one. So, when you've got things like that in play, and don't forget, you've also got the Progetto 46, which is another tank. When you've got tanks like that in play, if you've got a clan that all the players in that clan who happen to be very good players have those tanks, up against a clan which have very good players but don't have those tanks, then there is an advantage to those running those tanks. Now, as you saw earlier, and you know, we can turn around and break this down as much as we like. Feast outplayed those that GV in the first 3 games. Well, the first 4 games realistically, they were unlucky with the points on the one game. To be fair, on Oasis Palms, but they outplayed them with the meta that was available. So whilst GV still rolled out in their 5252Us, etc., etc., and Feast rolled out in their majority tech tree tanks, Feast did outplay GV for 4 games. Now, is it therefore fair to say that basically GV only won because of the meta? Well, I don't know. I don't know. Because taking into account that they were outplayed to begin with by Feast, and then they effectively outplayed Feast. So I think the meta helps them, but I also think they're a little bit more focused. I think what's happened realistically is that Feast took their eye off the ball. And it's a danger when you're leading like Feast were. When you're 1 away from victory, there is always a danger of taking your eye off the ball. Because there's always a danger that the other clan gets very aggressive. And that's what we've just seen. We've just seen GV just get aggressive. And they're able to get aggressive with the tanks that they've got. So I don't agree that you should have so many premium tanks, by the way. I've always argued that you know, in clan wars you should realistically be restricted to 2 premium tanks. That way you don't get the imbalance that is perceived, and sometimes realistically so. You know, but I can't take anything away from GV. You know, in fairness, they used the tools at their disposal and played them. Whereas Feast were taken by surprise in the last few games. They really were. They were taken by surprise in the last 3 games. They were very unlucky with Oasis Palms and losing on points in the first game. That was very unlucky, to be fair. That's a great mastery. And a very tricky tank to get a mastery. I think he got a mastery as well, look. Oh, I can't see. That's a shame. But I think that's probably a mastery also. So, we've got what? How many minutes? 7 minutes? I haven't got time for another one, I don't think. Because we're going out in 7 minutes. Yeah, there's no time for another one. So, we'll have a look. Oh, somebody sent me something. Let's see what's in the store. Oh, outstanding Matilda 4 if you want one. This is a good deal though. Type 59 Ding for 7,500 is a good deal. It is a very good deal. It's a great tank. The Type 59 Ding is a lovely tank. And for 7,500 you're getting all the equipment unlocked. You're getting the tank, you're getting the camo. That's a good deal, guys. You know, that's a nice deal. It really is. I mean, you may be thinking this one, I'm not a big fan of the 59 pattern, to be fair. I think it's a bit of a meh tank. Don't get me wrong, I mean, it's a nice tank, but Mm. So, you don't know yet. But yeah, that's a great deal. If you haven't got the Type 59D, it's worth it. And I'll show you. I mean, I haven't got it in this garage, so I'll purchase it. There we go. That's how good of a deal I think it is. See, you get all the equipment unlocked, and that's worth a lot of money. So it's worth it. So the room is now up. Starting on Canyon, this time it's best of 7 again, so you get to see my ugly mug. That's me. Hello. So this is Team ID or ID Clan against GV Great Viet. So looking at Team ID, we got Campon in a 252U, Gayem in a 301, Lanny in an Action X, no, in a housing. He's not going to go out in a housing. Linked in a T32, Plurelica in a 252, Radioactive in a T32, and IDS in a T32. Lanny is definitely not going in a housing. Looking at Great Viet, well, there's no change to their team or their meta or their lineups. They are the same. So, oof. Canyon is going to be an interesting map, to be honest with you. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm expecting Gayam in that 301 to make his way towards that middle area to get spots in. I'm expecting the 252s to either go to the A cap or the C cap and to be brawling around there somewhere. Lanny is in a 252U. So there are 3 252Us on Team ID against 5 on GV. However, they've also got 2 T32s in ID, which are very good tanks, and they've surprised me. Gayam is reconsidering. Oh, Gayam has gone for a 252U. Wowzers. So now they've got 4 252Us. But they've got 3 T32s. Now the T32s, where the T32s have got good depression, they are able to go hull down. Therefore, the 301 IDS is jumping into a 301, so they've only got 2 T32s. So they are able to still go to the B cap to the B cap area and get those Overwatch spots. Dubstep and Doha in the Mark 1s are able to do the same thing. They just don't have the same armor, realistically. We'll see. We've got about 2 minutes to go. ID have been very, very strong in this tournament. I mean, they played GV yesterday in the final of yesterday and beat them quite easily. So they're going to be used to GV, and they're going to be used to GV's tactics. And they have been very consistent and very, very, very impressive in this tournament. However, GV are just coming off the back of a very impressive win against a very good clan, Feast. They're going to be confident and buoyed up. Now that can work 2 ways. It could either work to their advantage, whereby they will capitalize and go into this so confident that they'll just run everybody over, or they'll be overconfident and get turned over by ID by making mistakes. We've got to wait and see. It's a difficult one to call. So, oof. So yeah, this one is best of 7. We're starting in Canyon. This is the grand final. So this is for the winner of the summer season Asian Tour. All to play for. ID are going to be looking on their winning streak. They haven't lost so far in this tour, realistically. GV are going to be looking on capitalizing what they just did and possibly trying to overturn their defeat to ID yesterday. Either way, it's going to be fast, furious, and exciting. We've seen that GV can be aggressive, but I know ID can also be aggressive. Oof. So, the countdown begins for game 1 of the summer season grand final Asian server. ID against GV. Korea against Vietnam, basically. So let's get a pie into the back of the map straight away and see what the strats are possibly going to be. Well, already we've got ID making a push down to the A side. FV of IDS is going over to the C cap area with Radioactive and Campon heading towards the middle area. Looking over at what GV are doing. Well, GV are going en masse to the middle area. Apart from Huskar, Oslo are taking Overwatch positions, and the two defenders going to the C cap. Sorry, to the A cap. So, GV are capping out first on the A cap. Campon is getting some good spots in. He's getting to see who's coming which way and where. It's interesting that they've sent their heavies there, both teams, because the gun depression on the Object 252s isn't the best. The FV is capping out on C, and Campon is managing to get cap on B. He's had to rotate out though, but he was getting, because the gun depression is just so bad. So, advantage on the caps does go to GV, but it's marginal. I mean, they're a tank up at the moment, basically. Radioactive making a move around this side, he's trying to get to this position so he can get shots in. Campon is keeping them busy. Radioactive can use his gun depression. You can see here. I mean, if we get down and see what they're looking at, you can see here, you know, basically Campon really can't get any shots in. It's just not possible. IDS and Gayam over there, they're not going to push too far forward. They're just doing spots. Oh, that's an HE round into Campon. Radioactive has been smacked around a little bit. There's a little bit of a push here, though, from Lani and I always say his name wrong. Plurelica are pushing down on the A cap. That's a good move by ID. They know that the defenders are there. They are making a very good move. They're not going to cap out just yet. They're worried about shots coming across from this side. They have capped B, though, so they will start getting the advantage shortly of having the caps. Sakano is trying to put round a Wang Kim very aggressively over the top. That may be a bad move. He has got Nubar and Jesus coming in to support. Radioactive is very unhealthy. Gayam is coming to help out there to try and get shots in. There goes Wang Kim. It was a very aggressive move. RN Jesus is also being very aggressive. He's gone down. That was overly aggressive, I think. Campon now, they can see the advantage. They need to get rid of Sakano. They are going to be able to get rid of him, I think. He is looking very worse for wear. He is a one-shot. Can Gayam get the shot in? Yes, he can. Campon getting a great move down, moving on to the defenders of Doha. Gets a good shot into the defender of Doha. Doha's going to try and put one in. 600 into Campon. Campon is now in trouble. Oslo is on a long reload, but Campon is in serious trouble. Dubstep comes in to take Campon out. Gayam is there, but Radioactive is in trouble here, but they're trying to face down on the Huskar. The Huskar is now in trouble. All the caps are with ID. They are almost at a victorious point. They've just lost a tank, but it doesn't matter. They are literally a hair's breadth away from winning this. Linked is very healthy. Prorelica is also very healthy. They win it on points. And this is why Team ID are very, very strong. They are also bringing in their experience. You can see there, the difference in points, in damage is only 2,000. But the difference in XP is, wow. Wowzers. Great stuff there from ID. Really, again, we saw aggressive move from GV. They are an aggressive clan, and it didn't pay off this time. ID were ready for it, prepared for it, and countered it nicely. So, switching the spawns. This time ID on the south spawn, GV on the north spawn. What we've now got is GV are not changing their lineup. ID have. Radioactive now jumping into a Chimera. They've still got 4 252s against 5 252s on the other side. Like I said, ID have a very impressive clan. Very impressive indeed. Really managing to put paid there to GV. I mean, like I said, they are aggressive clan, but I don't think it played off there. Wang Kim pushing over the top too quickly, too soon, running into trouble. Along with I Am Sakano coming round the back, he also ran into trouble, along with Noob and Jesus. Losing those 3 252s was a loss for GV, and it was a loss they just wouldn't be able to come back from. So it was great play there by ID. You cannot fault it. So, first blood to ID, 1-0. GV looking to redress that balance, but can they? We're ready. The streamers are ready. Oof. So Radioactive this time jumping into a Chimera. That's the only change in the meta realistically. So let's see what we can see. Lanny is calling attention to the middle area. Let's get up to the back of the map, get a big overview, see what ID are going to do. And you can see here that already ID are sending some tanks over to the B cap area, possibly with some rotating over towards the C area. We've got the FV of IDS potentially making his way to the A cap. Doha in the defender. In fact, the entire team is here at the B cap of GV. A cap is being taken by IDS. That's a smart move. He's going to spot most of the tanks as well from there, and he has. This is a push straight out of the blocks for GV. They are pushing heavily in their objects. I don't think that's going to pay off this time again. Campon getting good shots into the defenders there. Leading are GV. They may be able to recap A, but that's an aggressive move again. Campon on his own there, but he has got support behind him. And it's going to be a bit of a brawl over this side. RNGesus again pushing himself really forward there. Gayam, Radioactive, Lanny, IDS coming back. RNGesus is in trouble now. The focus is on RNGesus. He was very forward, very aggressive. This is going to be punished by ID. We're not going to look at the other side of the map at the moment. There he goes. That's what happens when you push too far and you're too aggressive. Oslo and I Am Sakano now trying desperately to get out of there. They have got to, and they're going to expose their rear. Chimera there of Radioactive. Is he going to load one up? Oh, he doesn't manage to get in one there, but he gets one into Doha. Campon goes over the top. Wowzers. Procrelico is gone, though. Linked manages to take out Doha, and then Huskar goes down. Campon is still hanging in there, fighting with Dubstep. This is another aggressive move by GV, and it's not paying off. Let's have a look at Oslo. He's about to go down. There he goes. It's all over here now. Wang Kim, I Am Sakano, and Dubstep trying to get rid of Campon, who's still hanging in there on 1 HP. 9 HP, sorry. He gets a good shot in. Oh, he's toying with I Am Sakano, but he goes down eventually. Dubstep now toying with IDS. Can IDS win this on the DPM? He probably can on the reload. He gets a good shot in, leaves him on next to no hit points. Can he load quickly? Oh, he bounces. Dubstep still hasn't loaded, and that's all over. Wang Kim now, last man standing. He's going to be surrounded by ID. They're just going to come in and give the coup de grace. Again, aggressive move by GV, backfired completely. That's overconfidence, because they were very aggressive with Feast on the last few games, and it worked. They took Feast by surprise. ID would have been watching those games. They have seen, and they've understood, and they've countered the tactics spectacularly. Looking at the damage output, ID 12,600 against the 9,200. This is Clan Wars, guys. This is a grand final. They would have been watching GV's play style against Feast. They would have realized that they like being aggressive, and they've just come round and basically said, no, we're going to counter your aggression and we're going to put you on the back foot. And they've done that in spades in those two games. Moving now to Winter Malinovka. ID firmly in control at the moment. What you've just seen is basically ID controlling the map and controlling the battle, playing it on their terms and not letting GV have a say. No change in the lineup or the meta for GV, staying the same tanks. Basically 5 Object 252s and 2 Defender Mark 1s. Moving over to Team ID, no change in their lineup or their tanks either. So, ID will be looking to just steady the ship here and say, look guys, we know you're aggressive, but we're just going to keep knocking you back. We are going to control the map, we're going to dictate the flow of the battle, and we're just going to whittle you down one by one. And this is when the experience of ID is taking over, because their focus fire is slightly better than that of GV. I have to be frank here and be fair. GV are being very aggressive, they're overextending, and because of that, they're allowing themselves to be punished by ID. And ID are quite happy with that. They are sat there saying, you keep being aggressive, guys, we'll just keep farming you. It's not a problem. So, Winter Malinovka. Oof. I mean, normally you'd have a fair mix of lights, mediums, and heavies. Maybe even a TD thrown in for good luck, and you could predict where they're all going to go. But it's a Tier 8 tournament, and everybody's an Object 252U, so it's absolutely almost impossible to predict where anybody is going to go. Are they all going to go to A? Are they all going to go to B? Are they all going to go to C? Who knows? Is it going to be a brawl? Oh, it's unbelievably difficult to call it. But we don't need to. Let's get to the back of the map and see what's going down. So IDS in the 301 is heading towards the B cap area, the A cap area. That's to get spots. The defenders, unsurprisingly, are also going that way. Dubstep is already spotted by IDS. Doha yet to be spotted. IDS is not spotted. He's in a nice light tank. The Chimera of Radioactive may be able to get shots in there. No, he can't. IDS was spotted on the way out, but nobody managed to put anything on him. We've got Lanny in the 252 making his way to C. We've got Gayam dropping into the B cap, getting into a good position so no shots can get onto him, although Wang Kim may be able to come around and get a shot in. He does, but it bounced. No, he doesn't bounce. He gets a good shot in. Campon and Pro Relica are just holding back, waiting for any potential push. They're going to take the B and the C cap, so it doesn't matter that the A cap was taken by ID first. Gayam is being pummeled a bit while they reset the cap. Points at the moment are in favour of GV. Gayam is out on a limb there, to be honest with you. Wang Kim is getting good shots in, and you can see here that Gayam is being whittled down slowly but surely, but Pro Relica is coming in to help out. Campon is just keeping Overwatch still. Gayam just cannot cap the B cap. It keeps getting reset. Now Uskar and Wang Kim are coming around to try and take out. They're being aggressive again, which is what I expected. They get rid of Gayam. Wang King, though, is looking... Well, no, they're going down onto Pro Relica now. Pro Relica is the focus of attention. Nubar and Jesus. Doar's coming in. Dubstep comes in. There goes Pro Relica. This is the danger now. Campon is coming in. So the advantage now is firmly in the area of GV. They've just lost Wang Kim, however. Can Linked do anything here? There goes another one. That was Radioactive. He's down. Back foot this time. They need to get rid of Nubar and Jesus if they can. Yes, he's down. Linked are on the back foot. Oh, sorry, Linked. ID are on the back foot here. Campon is doing everything he can with Huskar here. It's 3 against 5. Huskar is going down, though. Can they hold on? Can ID hold on and turn it around? They're trying to. Linked is in trouble. There goes Campon. It's now 2 against 5. This is firmly in the favour of GV. Linked is about to go. Oh, they managed to get out the Huskar, but Linked is going to get one up the tail end from the Defender Mark 1. There he goes, leaving Lani as the sole survivor. Just waiting for the coup de grace. Lani is pushing on the Defender of Dubstep, trying to do something there, but he can't. GV, turn it around. In spades this time. Poorly played that time by ID, I must admit. You can see there 12,500 against 6,700. Not really as focused as we've seen ID. That was a bit more focused by GV, not so aggressive. That probably took them by surprise. Because GV are not always aggressive, and they were not so aggressive in that game. They didn't push massively like we've seen in the other games. So we're switching the spawn points this time. We've got ID on the south spawn, GV on the north spawn. No change in either tanks or lineup. It's 2-1. GV have brought one back. ID are probably kicking themselves a little bit there for being taken by surprise. But it does happen. As I said, I mean, in the first two games on Canyon, you could see that GV were very aggressive. And in that game, they were not so aggressive. And when you're not so aggressive, it takes you by surprise. Anyway, we've got about 30 seconds to go. The only problem I find with tier 8s when the meta is like this is that it does end up being brawly. I mean, when you got tier 10 with the sprinkling of mediums, sometimes TD, heavies, and sometimes lights, you get a different style of strategic gameplay. And that's the thing. With this, you don't get the same thing. Which is a shame. It is a shame. Everybody's ready? Yep. So. So, as I said, no change to the lineups. No change to the tanks. No change to the meta. In fact, just generally no change, eh? What are ID going to do this time? Are they going to be able to counter? Or are GV going to go back to their normal tactics of being aggressive? Excuse me. Let's get up high into the back of the map. So this time we've got IDS possibly going down to the A cap to have a spot, with the rest of ID looking at the middle area, C and B. Looking at Team ID, no, sorry, GV. Oh, Dubstep gets another smack, overextending again. They are doing a similar strat to what we just saw ID do. I say similar, it's not the same. They've only sent one down to A cap, but they've got the majority around here, and they haven't sent anybody out to the C cap. GV again. Oh no, Dubstep is now joining Doha. So GV again are taking the A cap. Prorelica is here at the B cap area, but he's going to be finding it difficult to cap because Wang Kim is there. You can see that GV have worked on their positioning on this map. Oh, that's a good shot from Lani into Wang Kim. Very good shot indeed. Oh, Campon gets a bit of a blooded nose there. Nothing's been capped yet. They haven't dropped in, but there we go. IDS is dropping into the C cap. He's rotated all the way back round from A. So IDS is going to cap there. I'm trying to work out what ID are going to do. They're behind on points by basically 2 tanks at the moment. Campon is really being pummeled a lot there. He's being spotted, and therefore they're able to get shots across the map into him. Prorelica can't drop into the B cap yet. He'd love to, but he can't because Oslo, Huskar, and Wang Kim are there to make sure that he doesn't do that. RNGs has now been spotted. The C cap is taken, so cap-wise, it's all about the B cap or where a push is going to come. Now, who's going to push first? RID going to play the long game and hope that GV get basically impatient and instead of holding and defending, they're just going to push? Or are ID going to stack themselves up on one side like they look like they're doing here and push? Well, this is where it all becomes interesting. So you can see what GV are doing. GV are bringing their defenders back. They've got 3 heavies here, 1 heavy of RNGesus out there. Sakano is down in the bottom. That's so he can get onto the ramp. It's where these defenders go. Where the defenders go, if they meet up with those 3 heavies, then expect to push on B. However, ID may have a different strat. So now we've got them stacking up on this side. There's Prorelica there. Lanny and Gayam have moved around unspotted. Don't forget they've also got linked here in the T-32. They may be looking to push down on Nubar and Jesus. That's what they're looking to do. Campon is coming into the B cap. That's going to take the attention away from what's coming down the flank. There are 3 tanks pushing down on Nubar and Jesus. That is a great move by Team ID. Dropping into the B cap to take the attention away. Nubar and Jesus is going to go. He ain't going to be able to last that battle. He's going to go down. Simple as that. It's just a matter of when. The Huskar is trying to come around to help him out. Oh, they're all bouncing him. That's allowed the Huskar to come in. Nubar and Jesus. They just can't get rid of Nubar and Jesus. One of them's got 2. There he goes. He's finally on. Now we're going to go over here because Wang Kim is looking low. Wang Kim goes down. Campon is very low. I Am Sakano comes in. So does Oslo. However, they've lost 2 tanks to 1. And cap advantage and advantage on point has gone and switched over to ID. ID have played this well. There goes another tank this time. I Am Sakano goes down. Oslo is now the focus of attention. He is isolated. The defenders of Doha trying to come in here to help out. Linked has got that covered though. Huskar is they're completely ignoring it. There goes Doha in the Mark 1. Now it's just a big en masse ID coming in. 2 tanks down. They can get rid of Oslo. That's a big loss. The points are firmly in the favour of ID here. There goes Oslo. Huskar is the next attention. They're not even going to bother with dubstep in the Mark 1 defender. Gayam hit point sharing beautifully there. Protecting Prorelica. That is a game-changing move. Dubstep, last man standing, IDS, chasing him down in 3-1, pushing him back into the line of the heavies. Now that is how you play. That is fantastic strategy by ID. That was brilliant. That was a completely different team to what we saw in the first game. That was ID using all their skill, knowledge and experience and turning them over. Sending the tanks round that flank to take on RNGesus and at the same time pushing into B was just genius. I mean, it took the attention away from the flank and then it just flustered GV. And you can see with the hit points there, wow. I mean, 12,600 against the 8,200. And don't forget, Gayam coming in to protect Prorelica, that was just beautiful to watch. Came in, shared hit points, really, that's fantastic teamwork, guys. And that is why ID is a very good clan. So, we're now moving to Middleburg. ID are 1 step away. No change in either tanks or lineup. GV, Great Viet. No change at all in tanks or lineup. Middleburg, it's going to be an interesting one. Do you go down? Do you go up? Is it going to be a brawl in the city? Is it going to be a brawl on the top? Who knows? Sorry, I needed to finish off my coffee. After talking for so long, you sort of you don't get a sore throat. You get a hoarse voice. Unbelievable. So, we've got 30 seconds to go. Are GV going to be able to turn it around like we saw them do with Feast? Or are ID just going to say, no, we'll have none of that, thank you? Wow, who knows? Oof. Everybody's ready. I'm ready. The other streamers are ready. Wowzers. So, potentially the penultimate game. The last games. Yeah, the penultimate game. Or GV spoiling parties yet again like they did with Feast. Are they going to go back to their usual ways of being aggressive to take that advantage back? Well, we don't know. Either way, let's get up high into the back of the map. So, we can see here that ID are not going up, they're going down en masse. And that is also what GV are doing. ID probably expected this, which is why they're coming down en masse. This will allow them, they're not even bothering capping. Nobody's spotted at the moment on ID side, but ID will know for certain. Now they're rotating back up to the top of the map. They know for certain that virtually all the team are down there because they've not spotted them upstairs. So Lanny is going to make his way over to the C cap. Campon is just going to stay by the church area. Gayam is here to make sure that if they pop round this corner towards the B cap, they're going to be punished. IDS is going up to help Lanny. He's going to drop into C, not Lanny. GV, they've already capped A, so they got the advantage again. They're stacking themselves up, and the entire team is stacked up here. Campon, as you can see, is going to take a different position, hoping that if they come across this side, they're going to be spotted and be able to put shots in. Points again will go in favour of GV. Gayam now is going to drop into B. Why not? Change the advantage on the points. Maybe force them round, which is exactly what it's done. GV have probably taken that bait. Gayam was probably the bait there. So here comes GV pushing down on Gayam. This is probably what that strat was. Now we've got GV all on one side. Okay, Radioactive gets a bit of a smack. But now ID are back in force, consolidating. Lanny and Campon here. We're going to be joined by Pro Relica in a moment. They're going to be able to cover that area nicely. Points are still in favour at the moment of GV. Linked, Radioactive, Gayam in their heavy tanks are pushing down on RNGesus again. It's RNGesus who's the focus. Good shots into RNGesus. Huskar comes around to defend and help out. Where is the Chimera of Radioactive? Oh, he's toying with I Am Sukarno. Campon, Lanny pushing in at the same time. This is just a big brawl. Lanny is looking very worse for wear, but the Huskar goes down just before Lanny goes down. So one tank apiece down. Radioactive is about to go. He's gone. Oh, Linked is in trouble here. Linked is in trouble here. Oh, the push on RNGesus didn't Campon needs to come in and help out Linked. I think Linked is in trouble, but they managed to get Wang Kim down. Linked. Oh, IDS is in trouble also. Oh, this is brawly. Can they get RNGesus out the game? Linked gets him down. Prorelica is still in there. FV of IDS is being chased around the map. Gayam is toying with I Am Sukarno. There goes IDS. Campon coming in to out Gayam. Gayam is in trouble now. Campon is desperately trying to help out, trying to hit point share, but he can't. That Campon knows that Gayam is going down, so it's better off to help out Prorelica. Points are in favour of GV. Oh, there goes. It's 2 against 3. If they can get rid of Doha, that will really help them out. Oh, Prorelica goes down. Can they get rid of Oslo? Campon is the last man standing. Can he do it? Can he do a last man standing Kolobanov in a tournament? He needs to get rid of one of these tanks. He's not going to be able to do this. It's going to be very difficult. Points are against him. Hit points are against him. Everything's against him. He's being whittled down by the... Oh, he manages to take out Oslo. Now, what's his focus going to be? Is his focus going to be the object of I Am Sukarno or Doha? Well, he's doing his best to ready up against both of them. He's trying to defend. He's trying and get bounces off the defender, but he's not going to be able to do that. It's very difficult to do. The defender has one shot in the clip. He can do it. And ID go down. Oh. Oof. Oof. ID's tactic didn't work that time. It almost worked. They almost got the suckering in, but they lost Chimera, the radioactive in the Chimera very easily. And I don't think that was part of their game plan. What happened was I Am Sukarno went round to meet radioactive, and the 252 of Sukarno is able to counter the Chimera very easily, which is exactly what happened there. Had that not happened, we may have been facing a different result. That was really good play by GV there, to be fair. It's just the way it works. So, switching the spawn points this time, ID on the north spawn, GV on the south spawn. No change other than radioactive dropping into a T-32. That's the only change so far. All the rest of the players are still in their tanks. Same meta, same lineup. And so, I mean, radioactive has probably changed his tank. I mean, he went down very easily there in the Chimera. They did focus him. And I Am Sukarno in the 252 is able to out DPM. In the Chimera, he was out in the open, and he has a very very low armor on that hull. So yeah, I don't think the tactics were at fault there of ID. I think it was losing the Chimera of radioactive that quickly threw everything out the window. However, that was then. This is now. 3-2. ID can still turn it. They can still win this. GV can still spoil that party. Everybody's ready. Everybody's ready. Tension. The two teams would be feeling tense, I guarantee you. I mean, ID will be saying, come on guys, we can win this. That shouldn't have happened. That was a blip. We need to turn this around. We can't let GV get the upper hand. We can't let them take it to a decider. Anyway, let's get up high into the back of the map. So, here we go. ID are not going down fully. Radioactive, maybe, it's a difficult one to call. They're sort of up and down in middle. So, GV straight away into the B cap. Defender here of Doha and Dubstep overlooking. Their heavy is coming up. So, the A cap is now being taken. Wang Kim is the sole player for GV down in the city. IDS there in the 301. Pro Relica up by the church. That's there to get spots. Campon is probably going to go in and help him. The rest of ID just waiting here on this ridge, which is probably for the push. Gayem is down there. It's going to be an interesting one. Here comes a movement from ID, pushing forwards towards the C cap. They now know that there's the defenders there. Well, no, at least one defender's there. They haven't seen the... Now they've spotted the Huskar. This is a nice move by ID. Quite aggressive. Campon coming in. Radioactive coming in. He went back into the Chimera. He dropped out the T-32. Huskar is the focus at the moment. Nice push. They're taking the cap at the same time. Huskar here is the focus of attention. The Chimera... Pro Relica, however, is being pushed down this end, if you can see. Gayem over there is trying to help out, but Pro Relica goes down. Huskar goes down, equal measure. At the moment, GV do have the advantage on points, but they don't have the advantage on HP. Now that is firmly in ID's favour. Now they're trying to push onto Dubstep. That'll be an interesting one if they can get rid of him. There's a lot of HP out there for ID against GV. They're desperately trying to get rid of Dubstep. Here's a two-shot effectively. He's now out and on his long reload. Can they get rid of him? No, they can't. They can't get rid of him. He's still on his reload. Oslo came in to help out. They really need to get rid of Dubstep. One of them, Linked is loaded. Lan is loaded. Forget that. That's just a brawl over there. Over here. Oh, there goes I Am Sukarno. Camp on, Gayam is coming round, IDS coming in, Radioactive is very low, and they're looking to try and get Radioactive out of the game, but that's not going to work. Dubstep now gone down. Now we've got these two objects here, Gayam, Camp on, IDS trying to forget Doha, who's over the side of the map. There goes RN Jesus. Wang Kim is holding on here, but Gayam is now putting the focus on. Lanny is pushed over to try and take out the defender. Wang Kim is not long for the game, let's be honest. Doesn't matter anyway. ID get it on points. That was much better play by ID. Much more concerted, much more focused. And a really good move by them at the top. 12,291, 8,692. They only had one tank left anyway. RNGesus did go down. So, congratulations to ID. Team ID. Wowzers. They have won the Asian Summer Tour Grand Final for the Tier 8 tournament. There was no Tier 10 this summer. Second place goes to GV Great Viet, who played spectacular stuff, albeit a lot of people will say maybe it was their tanks. I'm not one to agree with that fully. They did play some good games as well. They had some good strats. You know, you've seen that. And third place goes to Feast, who realistically, let's be honest, one could argue they snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. Some fantastic stuff. Anyway, I'm going to play a couple of replays just in case people haven't got their rewards yet. Whilst we think about what we've just seen, which was fantastic stuff, by the way. Loved every minute of that. Let's see if we can play this one. Yes, we can. Wowzers. Really like that. Really, really good stuff on the Asian circuit there. Can't fault it. Really good plays. Really good strats. Really impressed with the way GV are playing. Even though a lot of you will complain that there are too many premium tanks. I don't disagree. I think the premium tanks should be restricted. But that doesn't remove the fact that they still played exceptionally well. They played a very good tour, guys. I mean, like I said earlier, you can't turn around and say Feast lost it because GV only played Object 252s. Feast beat them massively. They were unlucky on the one map on Oasis Palms, but aside from that, they were easily able to counter them. I think Feast just got took by surprise in the last few games with the aggression on Alpenstadt and on Mayan Ruins. I think they just got flustered. They just got taken by surprise. I think what ID did was take note of those matches, and where ID flustered on, for example, the first map of Winter Malinovka, was GV weren't as aggressive as normal. And that took ID by surprise. The first game on Middelburg, ID, I mean, Wild Ones Alpha is saying that ID probably bounced too many shots. Yeah, possibly, but I also think losing Radioactive in the Chimera so early didn't help. And that kind of blew their strat out the window, because they lost a big gun quite early doors to a 252U. And I think that put them on the back foot. But as you saw in the last game there, I mean, ID turned it around massively. I mean, that was a really good strat by ID. So basically, I'm going to play about 4 replays That will take the stream to about that will take it to about 2 hours and 20 minutes, which should be enough for everybody to get the in-game rewards for the stream. Don't forget, as long as you're logged on to the portal, that is, and the portal is open. And then the stream will end after that, so it's about three more replays after this one. Then the stream will end. You should then get your in-game goods about 10 minutes after the stream ends, as long as you are logged onto the portal and have the portal open throughout the entire stream. Can't emphasize that enough, guys. You don't get the rewards for watching the stream via YouTube. You have to go through the official portal. We did say that to begin with, so hopefully everybody was aware of that. If not, I'm sorry. If there was a problem with the portal, however, then you need to contact Wargaming and send a ticket. Oof. So, I mean, that was fantastic. That was some of the best gameplay I've seen on Asia, to be honest with you. It's different because it's not tier 10. I mean, I see better gameplay on tier 10, don't get me wrong. And when we did the Spring Professionals tour, it was beautiful to watch. And like I've said before now, I think the Asia server, the gameplay, the style of play, the tactics, the use of the tanks is improving vastly, and it's beautiful to watch, guys. Really beautiful to watch. A lot of people, you say, oh, the Asia tour isn't that great. I disagree. I think it's brilliant. I think it is brilliant. I think the teams have worked hard. I mean, you can't take anything away from all of them. And I've spoken to a lot of the guys, and not all of them, but a few of them, and they're great guys, and they take they really take clan wars seriously, and they look after it. And a lot of the pro clans are disappointed that it's been tier 8 because of the amount of premiums, but it's still been fantastic stuff. Just like that game, that was fantastic stuff is too. Great mastery there. 2,927. Oof. Oof. Let's see if this one works. Yes, it does. So, two more replays after this. I think this is this a gravity mode? Yes, it's gravity mode. And what you're watching gravity mode? I didn't know that, but I'm going to stick it in there anyway. Why not? Nothing wrong with seeing a gravity mode game. As I said, I'll keep the stream open for another 2 replays after this, and that should be enough time for everybody to get their rewards. Oh, I do miss gravity mode. It was good fun. It was good fun. Oh, gravity mode. I do miss it. I must admit, I miss it. Yeah, it's nice gravity mode. It's good fun, man. What? I do like that. 7,000. I mean, it's gravity mode. That's funny. Let's have a look at Sarah. Rolling out. Oh no, we saw that one yesterday. You don't want to see that again. You saw that yesterday. That was my bad. Forget that one. Everybody saw that yesterday. Sarah getting that. Let's go out with the one Zook instead. Yeah. I don't think I showed the one Zook yesterday. In the AMX 30B. No, I didn't. So, there we go. Oof, I do like the AMX 30B. It's a nice little tank, actually. Some people don't like it, but I do. I think it's quite nice. So, yeah, I think this one's still in the store. If it is, you should look at it. It's not. Oh, I can't. Oh, Ginny Gin, I've 35 minutes, mate. I can't. I don't know if I can do that. I'll try. I will try. He will not be live for a long time. Another 5 hours. And so that'll be streaming about 5 hours from now. Am I on Asia? I am on Asia, but my main server is EU. Yeah, I thought it was a Jaeger remastery, but that was gravity mode. Sorry about that. Just see what's going on with the rest of the streams. Are they still live, or are they stopped being live now? I think the rest of the streams have stopped. Let's have a look. What a game. What a game. Booyaka. 4,000. That's a good game. It's a good tank, actually. And there's Sarah in her Vickers Valiant. It's a very nice tank. Let's have a look at... I'm not going to say the name, but we'll look at this. I'm not going to say the player's name. Sorry. They did. He's be dead, he's be. Still a good game though, 5,291. I mean, unlucky. If he wouldn't have died, then it would have been a lot more, yeah. It would have been an ace, let's be honest. Let's see who this is. I Like Annie of RNG in a Tiger 1. Now I'm now pushing pushing out as many replays as I can for you to get your stuff, guys. Oh, pushing out as many replays as humanly possible for you to get it. Du, 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 du. What's his name? Interesting, eh? Boop, 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 boop. All you're doing now is just watching replays while people can catch up. Yes, the tour has now finished. I'm just doing replay so people can catch up on the rewards. Basically. That's a nice game. Good mastery, 3,672 knocked out. Oof. Scraping the barrel now. Let's watch a bit more. This time Tingo's, it's gravity mode again, so it's not an ace in a Leo. It's in a mouse, sorry. Not an ace in a mouse, so. Oof. Oh, yeah, yeah. What could I say? So this is now been going for 2 hours and 30 minutes, so this will be the last replay, guys, and that should give everybody enough time. Should give everybody enough time. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba, da. Ting, you need to get better at bouncing things and ramming things. Clearly. Oof. Oof. Da, 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 da. Oh, there you go. Look, 7,000 damage. Oof. Right, so that's it, guys. Tell you what, another couple of minutes while I open stuff. Oh, got a big container. Oh, I got an avatar and boosters. Oh, I got a little container. I got boosters. Ay, ay, ay. I would play a game, but I don't play on PC. Hence the reason I'm not playing. So anyway, we saw an AMX30 earlier. It's no longer in the store, unfortunately, which is a shame. Is it no longer in the store? No, it's no longer in the store. However, as I said, that is a good deal. If you haven't got that, it's a good deal. Right, and with that, thank you all for watching. It's been an emotional tour. It's been fantastic to watch. Congratulations to Team ID. Commiserations to both GV and Feast, who both played fantastic games. Yes, there's still controversy with regard to Tier 8 and the fact that there's a lot of Object 252s and premium tanks out there. Either way, it's still been an entertaining tour. It's still been very beautiful to watch the clans on the Asian server. And with that, I'm going to go. Thank you very much for watching. I hope everybody's had a good time. I hope everybody got their rewards. Until the next time, guys, well, I'm going to say bye for now. Been a pleasure to have you all here. I hope you've had a good day, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend ahead of you. Bye.